What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Kojima's potential next game. Now, here's the deal. This comes from 4chan that immediately should and probably does set off red alarms in your guys' head as to the credibility of it. However, things that happen on 4chan are not always just complete garbage. In fact, some of the more recent things, two of the most recent things, have come out to be one of the ones I look to quite often is Sly, right? The Sly 5 rumors started on 4chan, and they have been kind of reaffirmed by leakers outside of 4chan. So actually, maybe we have to change our mentality with it, but it's something to keep in mind. Obviously, if you want to go through the video just flat out not believing it, I would not blame you at all, and it's far out there, but yet again, you have to remember this is Hideo Kojima, and so it really should sound all out there. So here we go. Let's read through it, and we'll talk about what's going on, if I believe it or not. The provisional title is Doppler Effect, co-produced with Sony. It will be a multi-dimensional futuristic action game with investigative elements and an oppressive dystopian atmosphere. Not open world, but the locations will be multiple and large enough to offer optional exploration. The story will be told along two story arcs from the beginning and the end, and at the same time, and then they will reach a climax toward the middle. For now, none of the previous actors seem to be involved, so if it's like Norman Reedus. The only certain name is Ralph Ineson. Hopefully I'm saying that right. There will be collaborations with some existing brands, but the main one is with NASA that should also take care of some consulting. The announcement is expected in late 2023. So again, dear Jesus, it's just okay. So the beginning is just words, and I get that maybe sounds stupid, but like multi-dimensional futuristic action game with investigative elements and an oppressive dystopian atmosphere. I feel like they went through a dictionary and just picked words and threw them together. I mean, they do make sense when you read them in the right order, but they're just like, it's just like all of this stuff right at you. I mean, it's tough. It's honestly tough. Again, like, and I've always said this, whether the leaks are true or false, they at least provide some entertainment. That's one thing, right? We can talk about them, and, if they're wrong, we can discuss maybe what we want instead. If they're right, well, we get to talk about that, right? So I love talking about leaks, whether they are really true or not true. You know what I mean? I really do enjoy them. And honestly, like, this is far out there, but again, like, is it really far out there? Now the thing is, like, the announcement isn't expected till late 2023, so that's 2 full years, which means really, if we think about it, if it were to be announced in late 2023, that means it has to come out probably right after, like in 2024. So he's probably been making this for a while. I guess, like, red flags that would maybe happen is the co-produced with Sony thing. That's still kind of up in the air, right? Obviously, people were willing to die on the blade that Kojima was working with Microsoft on something, but it's possible he's doing one and one with Sony, one with Microsoft. The Microsoft thing still hasn't been confirmed yet, so we don't obviously know if that will even happen. So that's obviously one. Now, I personally, let me just say this, I like the idea of the story will be told along 2 story arcs, one from the beginning, one from the end at the same time, and then the ending of the game is the middle of this. I actually kind of like that. I feel like there's gotta be a game that's tried that before, but I'm sure there's been maybe some Japanese, like, they always go kind of crazy, right? Maybe like 10, 15, 20 years ago, but to my knowledge, from what I feel like I've played, I don't really think there's any game that's done something like that. And yeah, I mean, if you think, okay, think like Kojima, right? Like, if you're just kind of pacing back and forth and you're like, well, I want to make a fake leak, what would be something just wild that would maybe pass as something that would go on in his head that I could say online? Oh, well, again, like, yeah, 2 different stories, beginning, end, and then the actual ending of the game is actually, spoiler, twist alert, is in the middle of the game. So again, I don't think it could very well have. It's hard. Like, I don't really know what to say. I saw this. I was like, okay, I'll read it just to kind of give it the benefit of the doubt. Like, let's see what it is. And then I read it. I'm like, you know what? I actually really like it. It doesn't, like, in some parts, it kind of sounds like Death Stranding, but then it also doesn't sound like Death Stranding, especially when they say, like, obviously the actors, none of them are really going to be involved. So the working with NASA thing, that is quite something. I feel like, again, if you were to be crafting something like this and you're trying to make stuff up, right, Kojima is one that really wants to push the boundaries of games. He's also pretty proud of himself in a weird way. He's proud and kind of weirded out that he predicted kind of the idea of Death Stranding being what the world was like over the last couple of years, and he has said, like, the next game, he doesn't want to do that exact same thing again, but he almost like larger than life, like larger than what you would expect somebody to come up with in a game is kind of what he's trying to do. So I feel like the idea of NASA and then again dystopian atmosphere, right? So that kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? If he's trying to predict like where we're going in the future, or he's working with NASA, so like spaceships and stuff. I don't know. I like the idea. This is not something, and I guess I credit or I appreciate the leaker giving themselves 2 years to be wrong, because you can call them right or wrong all you want, but you have to wait 2 full years to even be 100. You know what I mean? Because you could say he's wrong all you want, but until late 2023 happens, technically, I mean, with 100% certainty, you cannot say whether he is right or wrong. You know what I mean? So I kind of, it's a cop-out thing. Like, it's definitely like padding himself, but I actually kind of respect that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all of these videos go up. If you guys want to follow me over on Twitter or subscribe to my second channel or support us through Patreon or YouTube memberships, links for them all are in the description below. The join button is obviously next to the subscribe button as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.